Welcome everyone, Christine here with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PC, the very first Harry Potter game ever made, that or Lego Creator. I'm not entirely certain because I can't find the full-on launch date for Lego Creator, Harry Potter Lego Creator, except the fact that it came out the same year as this game. It could very well be that it came out on the same date as this game, or shortly thereafter, or shortly before. I don't know, but I'm pretty certain it would have come out at a similar date to all of these games. But with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, if you want to use the proper title and don't want to engage in American censorship, because Harry Potter is an anti-Christian story. No, it's actually a Christian story. It has a lot of Christian themes in it throughout. Just gonna make that point, as a Christian, just making that point. Also a lot of nonsense, but hey, let's not talk about the evangelicals. A lot of people have issues with them. Not going to go into that detail. But either way, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. There are 5 different versions of this game. There's a PS1 version, a PS2 version, a GameCube version. So PS1, PS2, different versions between PS1 and PS2. PC version and Game Boy versions. 2 Game Boy versions. Yeah, it's pretty insane, right? 5 different versions of game. Though I think that actually works out for the best in many ways because they're really playing to the strengths of each of the versions. Like the PS1 version has, I'd say, better gameplay in some areas, though it has significant hardware limitations. PC doesn't have the same RAM limitations or VRAM limitations. It actually stacks up really nicely in this day and age, but the company that made this on PC wasn't necessarily the best company in the world. There were drawbacks to it. The PS2 version, for instance, or also the GameCube one, I believe it's the same as PS2. The PS2 GameCube versions, they have the best graphics and probably follow the story in the closest possible fashion, but they don't have the best gameplay. PS1 and PC have substantially better gameplay from my perspective, and I've tried them. Let's be clear on this. Why do I prefer the PC version? I don't know, because you're playing a game where you're aiming a lot of spells. That works a lot better with the mouse and keyboard. Just gonna say that. I don't like aiming with a controller. It's miserable. I've tried it. It's always miserable. So I would rather play this. Now, how do you get this game? Just before I start, how do I get this game to run on a modern system? Well, you get the game files, however way you feel like, and then you go to PC Gaming World, or PC Gaming Wiki, sorry, and you go over the fixes. What I've installed personally, I've installed the widescreen fix, the strafing fix, so I can actually strafe in a similar manner to the second game, which you can't by default. Like, you turn here in the default setups is like turn with them. You turn with the arrow keys. Yeah, not a great experience. And for whatever reason, it's not necessarily saving my options here. But yeah, either way, so you turn with those keys, and by default, so there's a mod to fix that. Then there's the DirectX 11 mod. So you have resolution fixes there, you can download them. Then there's a strafing fix, then there's DirectX 11, and then there's an upscale mod. So what that mod does, it takes all the textures in the game and scales them up using AI. It's the same textures, they're just scaled up. And this is why this logo looks so nice here, is because it's using that mod. So this game actually runs, all the game can run. I've had fewer issues getting this game to run than I did the second game, surprisingly enough. Like, the second game really has some issues. Now, how do I feel this game compares to the second or third game? Well, I think actually the third game is probably the weakest of the bunch. Like, I want to say it's better, but it's like, these games are not combat games. There's a lot of pointless, boring-ass combat in that. These are games that are great about adventure and puzzles and recreating a Harry Potter world, and the third game just fails in that respect in many ways. It is better on a lot of technical levels. Like, technically, from a gameplay standpoint, it's best, but just boring. It's short, and it cuts out features. It cuts out Quidditch, for instance, that this game has. Like, the second game is the best, followed by the first, followed by the third. They're all pretty solid games, don't get me wrong on that. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to load the save. By the way, just one thing to note, if you're applying these fixes, don't try and load a save you already have. It's likely going to crash your game. Like the first save that I have here, that's before I apply the fixes. If I try and load it, my game will crash. This is after I this second one is after I apply the fixes. It works just fine. So let me just load that. It's literally after the intro cinematic, the cartoon stills. So here we are in Hogwarts. In Darktix 11 with Tessellation. It is interesting playing this game so many years down the line.
Welcome to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I am Albus Dumbledore, your headmaster. Now, Hogwarts is full of secrets, Harry, so search behind every door. But keep in mind, not all secrets are rewarding. Only this morning, I took a wrong turn and stumbled upon a room full of chocolate frogs. But alas, when I returned, they'd been replaced by a nasty horde of fire crabs. Now, up the stairs and off to your lessons. Don't be late.
Alright. So, I can strafe because of the mod, though you need to change your keys, by the way, for it. It controls pretty much like the second one, though by default, not by default, you need to mod it. But I think the fact that, you know what? This game doesn't need a remastered version. We already have a remastered version. What this game needs is for people to be able to buy it legally. Just gonna make that point. Can we actually buy these games on Steam as they are?
My brothers, Fred and George, have something to show you. Follow me.
Like, I wouldn't mind if EA and Warner Brothers just made these games available for purchase with a big disclaimer that they need third-party fixes to work. But guess what? There are third-party fixes. Now, don't get me wrong, a remastered version would do very well. Now, it's really nice having that strafing mod because I can move and cast at the same time.
Follow me, Harry.
Okay. Now, my feeling is the second game is considerably better in pretty much every way. But in terms of like recreating the magic of Hogwarts, this game does it better. I mean, actually, the second game just reuses Hogwarts that this game created.
You have a lot to learn. Follow us for a secret lesson.
I'll see you later in Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Good luck, Harry.
If there's any issue with getting this game, running on a modern system, is that the size of the text is small.
We're going to teach you how to climb. Run to the bookcase and don't stop. You'll climb up. Above the bookcase is a Bertie Bott's Every Flavour bean. Collect all the beans you can find and meet us in the next room.
What I would really like is a mod to be able to skip dialogue. Okay. Let's go. There's also some audio issues, just so people are aware.
Well done. Now, let's try jumping. Run to the ledge, then press the jump button to jump across. If you fall down, you can climb back up and start over. Meet us in the next room. We'll take the shortcut and meet you there.
There's also this weird effect.
That's Peeves
Okay.
the poltergeist. He's always causing trouble. Peeves doesn't like first years, so watch your step.
Alright. I hope the volume isn't too low, but it is difficult figuring this out. Because remember, it has to go through a recording program as well. Okay. Here they are.
You're getting the hang of this. In Hogwarts, you'll find all sorts of wicked treats. To pick up a treat, just run over to it. Chocolate frogs boost your energy. Bertie Bott's Every Flavour beans are fun to collect. We're collecting them too. We need 25 beans, Harry. Come back when you've got them all. Come see us and we'll show you the way to class.
Alright. There is a bit of an audio bug when you pick up the beans. Maybe there could be some use of an audio mod, but it's like, really? If a couple of modders can make this game run on a modern system, then yeah, a multinational company the size of EA should be able to get these games running just fine. They just don't care. Like, these games, like, we know why they made these games, as well as they did a lot of things. Shovelware, right? Really, going off the popularity of the movies, they wanted to make as much money as possible, and there were a lot of problems with it. Though what's interesting is, in the soundtrack, just gonna mention that, there's a lot of good sounds, voice acting, and music in this game. And it's interesting with the music, because Jeremy Soule did not have the movie soundtrack made. Like, it wasn't made when he started working on it, and yet he made an amazing sounding soundtrack that really feels very Harry Potter.
Thanks, Harry. We couldn't have done it without you. We need the beans for some experiments. Here's a wizard card for you. You've earned it.
Okay.
Climb through the secret exit above the bookcases to get to your first spell lesson. Good luck.
It is my hope that eventually, if Hogwarts Legacy does prove successful, it is my genuine hope that they will remake these games, or make new ones, really. I mean, we can make new Harry Potter games playing as Harry. Like, if there's any issue I have with Hogwarts Legacy, it's like, yeah, it's pretty much everything we wanted, except it's not a Harry Potter game, it's a Hogwarts game, right?
Well, well, well. If it isn't the famous Harry Potter. I'm Draco Malfoy, and you do well to show me respect.
These are my fellow Slytherins, Crabbe and Goyle. Naturally, we Slytherins are going to win the House Cup and the Quidditch Cup. You better stay out of our way, Potter. Let's go, boys.
Okay. And there is Hermione.
Move along, Potter. Keep away from this corridor if you know what's good for you.
Felch in this game has a legendary status.
Hello, Harry. It's me, Hermione Granger. We met on the Hogwarts Express, remember? Defense against the dark arts is through this door. Follow me.
Worth saying that Harry Potter doesn't actually speak in this game, I believe. At any point. Could be remembering wrong, but...
I am Professor Quirrell. Today we'll learn how to protect ourselves against the dark magic with the Flipendo spell. Watch my wand. Then hold down the mouse button and repeat the pattern. Release the button when you're done. That was a shaky effort, Mr. Potter. Do practice. 5 points for Gryffindor. Try working faster this time, Mr. Potter. Remarkable, Mr. Potter. A perfect spell. 10 points for Gryffindor. Try working faster this time, Mr. Potter. outstanding effort, Mr. Potter. 15 points for Gryffindor. Try working faster this time, Mr. Potter. Remarkable, Mr. Potter. A perfect spell. 20 points for Gryffindor. Splendid. You may now enter the Flipendo Challenge to practice the spell. Follow me, Mr. Potter.
All right. Well, you just need to reduce the mouse sensitivity in the game to get it working. Sorry for not speaking there, but I was kind of focused on actually getting it done.
The mouse button to aim the Flipendo spell. Release the button to cast the spell. Try it on that barrel.
All right.
Flipendo! Flipendo! Flipendo!
I mean, yeah, Harry, obviously we can hear him speak the spells, but that's literally the only thing you will hear him say in the entire game.
Flipendo!
Cast your Flipendo spell at the switch on the wall to open the door. Flipendo affects all sorts of things, such as this cauldron. Knock it over, Mr. Potter.
All right.
Flipendo! Flipendo!
Good.
Well done. Now, go on and collect your challenge stars. I'll meet you further on.
Let's keep moving. But yeah, this genuinely has a charm. It does look pretty weird in some parts, though. Gonna admit that. At least with the DirectX 11 mode. Ah.
Hello, Harry Potter. I am Nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor House Ghost. Now, this is a save game book. When you touch it, your game will automatically be saved. The game will restart from this point if you faint. You can also load a saved game from the main menu.
All right.
Goodbye.
Flipendo! Flipendo! Flipendo!
Just gonna keep an eye out for secrets, because there are quite a few potentially.
Flipendo! 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 Flipendo!
Okay, move on, Quirrell.
Cast your Flipendo spell on this block to knock it out of the way.
Flipendo! 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 Flipendo!
The camera movement certainly is better in this game than some of the other titles, without a doubt. The spell casting, not necessarily so. Okay, moving up. Alright. There's gonna be quite a bit of platforming in this title. Like, this game is more focused on platforming than the other ones are. I mean, the second one obviously is focused as well, but not to the same... Not to the same... to the same degree, I'd say. It's also interesting because, like, this game is more about, like, the more they progress in the series, the more, in some ways, areas they were trying to cover about Hogwarts, or is this is like more like a dungeon crawler? Like, you have your dungeons, you do them, you don't really have a lot of exploration options around Hogwarts compared to, say, the second or third game, or fifth. Alright. But yeah, audio issues there. They do happen, sadly enough. Maybe I should have gotten on that block first before I did anything there. But I do like the fact that I can move the camera like this, though I think that's because of the mod that I'm using. Damn, is it good? Does it feel good?
This is a gnome, Mr. Potter. They like to pester young wizards. Knock him on his backside to complete the challenge. They move quickly and can be quite a nuisance.
No holes for the gnomes. I lost 3 beans. Didn't expect the gnome assault.
Congratulations, Mr. Potter. You completed the challenge. You collected all the challenge stars. 20 points for Gryffindor. Now, hurry on to Broomstick Practice.
Alright, we got Broomstick
Back in
Practice.
their Gryffindor common room, Harry, Ron and Hermione talked about their exciting first days at Hogwarts. There was much talk about the break-in at Gringotts Wizard Bank. But there was little time to dwell on this, since Harry and his friends were expected at their flying lesson with Madam Hooch.
Madam Hooch. Alright.
I am your instructor, Madam Hooch. For your first lesson, you will fly through these magic rings. Control your broom with the direction keys. The speed up and slow down keys adjust your flight speed. Ready, Potter? On my whistle, then. Well done, Mr. Potter. Now let's see how you do with smaller rings. bit of height. These rings should challenge you. Always keep an eye on the next two. Let's try it with moving rings. I do believe you have a natural talent for this. Perfect score. 20 points for Gryffindor. I also congratulate you for being the first student to find the secret room since 1867. From now on, you may practice flying at any time. You will find the option on the main menu. Time for your charms lesson now. Good day, Mr. Potter.
All right. Well, that certainly felt really good, actually.
Flipendo! 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 Flipendo!
I mean, it is with the mod that improves these controls, but still.
You're early for the lesson, Harry, but I'll teach you a new spell I've learnt on my own. The spell I learned is Alohomora. It will open magically locked things, but don't get into any mischief. This is the symbol for Alohomora. When I stop, hold down the mouse button and make the same pattern. Then let go of the button. What was that? Give it another go, Harry. I know you can get it right. That was brilliant, Harry. Great, Harry. I'm sure Professor Flitwick would give you 5 house points for that charm. You're getting the hang of this. Fantastic work, Harry. That was really well done, Harry. Professor Flitwick would award you at least 10 house points. You're getting the hang of this. That's excellent, Harry. Professor Flitwick will be very pleased with that attempt, Harry. I'm sure he'd give you 15 house points. You're getting the hang of this. the lesson, Harry, but I'll teach you a new spell I've learnt on my own. The spell I learned is Alohomora. It will open magically locked things, but don't get into any mischief. This is the symbol for Alohomora. When I stop, hold down the mouse button and make the same pattern. Then let go of the button. That's excellent, Harry. Great, Harry. I'm sure Professor Flitwick would give you 5 house points for that charm. Practice makes perfect, so give it another go. Fantastic work, Harry. That was really well done, Harry. Professor Flitwick would award you at least 10 house points. Practice makes perfect, so give it another go. That was quite impressive, Harry. Professor Flitwick will be very pleased with that attempt, Harry. I'm sure he'd give you 15 house points. Practice makes perfect, so give it another go. That was quite impressive, Harry. That was brilliant, Harry. Professor Flitwick would award you at least 20 house points. Now you try using Alohomora. We still have a few minutes before the charms lesson. That door in front of you is magically locked. Cast Alohomora to open it.
All right, then. The door is open.
You've got it. Now, can you find the 2 secrets in this room?
Another card. I can't say I missed, like, in a way it makes the whole thing about picking up house cards pretty tedious, but at the same time, does add a charm to it.
Try the bookcase.
No shit.
If you're done admiring yourself, Harry, take a look at that magical chest. Cast Alohomora to unlock it. Charms class is through this door.
All right. Only a bean? Really? That's a mediocre offering. Obviously this is gonna be better. Now sometimes the spells don't connect, sadly enough. Or you're trying to use them and they just don't.
Flipendo! Flipendo! Flipendo!
Yeah, just some bugs and all that kind of stuff. And now another lesson.
Welcome, young wizards. I am Professor Flitwick, and today you will learn the levitation spell Wingardium Leviosa. Observe the correct Wingardium Leviosa symbol. When I stop, hold down the mouse button and follow the pattern, then release the button.
Wingardium Leviosa!
That's good for a first year, Mr. Potter. 5 points for Gryffindor. Try going slightly faster this time.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Excellent technique, Mr. Potter. 10 points for Gryffindor. Let's continue with the lesson, Mr. Potter.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Excellent technique, Mr. Potter. 15 points for Gryffindor. Let's continue with the lesson, Mr. Potter.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Most impressive, Mr. Potter. 20 points for Gryffindor. You may now enter the Wingardium Leviosa challenge to practice the spell. Follow me, Mr. Potter.
And what an interesting spell it is. These lessons. Oh man.
Cast Wingardium Leviosa on that statue, then move it onto that large plate.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Well done! Now go and collect the challenge stars. I'll meet you at the end. Good luck, Mr. Potter.
Alright, we shall meet you soon.
Nintendo! Flipendo! Flipendo! Flipendo!
You don't take my beans.
Flipendo!
Okay. You shall not have Harry's beans. Alright. I'm gonna stop right here. The game is saved. Costin signing out. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and enable notifications. You know, when I installed Harry Potter 2 again, just gonna make this point. When I installed Harry Potter 2 again, I just want to make one simple video. And now I'm replaying all of these games in their entirety. Make of that what you will. Personally, I think they're very charming games. And look, I'm a very cynical person. I'm a bastard in many ways. I like to rip games to shreds. I do like these games. It's like, oh, it's only because you like Harry Potter. That's not true. It genuinely isn't true. Like, I love Dune. I wouldn't play the Dune games again because they've aged really, really poorly. This has not aged really poorly. These are genuinely good games. Are they extraordinary games? No, far from it. Sure, they're not extraordinary games. That's true. But they're children's games. Like, if there was a remastered version, like, would I put my kids to play these games? Maybe, if I want to put them for the torture of those lessons. Holy crap, that's intense. But that's great. You know, that's fine. I think that if there was a remaster, they need to redo that. At least fix the mouse sensitivity, but all the same. Stay tuned.